What is happening, fellow Cobras? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about my non-spoiler review for Cobra Kai Season 5. And where do I begin? Because this season is unlike any other season in this whole franchise. I know all of them are kind of different in their own ways, but this one is so far different from any of them. There were some moments where I'm like, is this the same show? But it quickly refreshed my mind, and this is still Cobra Kai at its core. We're exploring some different avenues, but it is still Cobra Kai at the end of the day. And you can my first initial reactions was, okay, the Netflix budget, you can definitely tell it's very present here, especially with Terry Silver's dojos that he's opening up. You can definitely tell that this was a very high budget project this season, and it's very great to see the whole tone of it. I first noticed that a change in tone from YouTube to Netflix when season 4 came out, but season 5 takes it to a whole new level. But yeah, I'm repping my Terry Silver's Cobra Kai merch right now, the beautiful red snake. Love this thing. But yeah, I guess let's jump right into it. I'm going to kind of give a brief overview of some of the main characters and their kind of story arcs. Not specifically what they do, but just whether I like their arc, and just kind of a rough estimate of what we've already been given from the trailers and the photos, and kind of expand upon it a little bit without spoiling it. But I guess we can talk about the character who had my favorite arc pretty much by far this season, and that was the original Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso. His arc was absolutely killer this season. He did so much. I mean, I think he might have had the highest screen time in this whole season. He was on screen so much. I don't even know if he might have been in all 10 episodes. But Ralph Macchio teased so many times that Daniel is going through a roller coaster this season with his family, with trying to take down Terry Silver, because at the core, the first synopsis that we got for season 5 was, and we already kind of knew this, was that he called in reinforcements to stop Terry Silver. He wasn't going to honor the bet because he doesn't want to honor a bet with people who have no honor. If you think about it this way, Daniel is the only one right now, other than Tory, who have seen, well, I guess not even Tory, who have seen Terry Silver at the height of his craziness. Terry Silver is making himself out to be some type of philanthropist who's got good things at heart, and even I started to believe them. I was like, Terry Silver doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. But Daniel sees right through him, and that's why he is so, based on what happened in Karate Kid 3, he doesn't want his kids and the kids that he cares about and all the kids in the valley to go through what he went through in 1985, I believe. Daniel's really putting his life on the line, his business on the line, his reputation on the line to take down Terry Silver. And he has some great moments in this season, very high highs and very low lows. Daniel LaRusso has. His dynamic with Amanda is amazing. They have some great relationship dynamics that they explore in this season. Some great ones that really fill your heart with joy, and then some moments that really tear your heart right out of your chest. I always say that Courtney and Ralph, they seem like they could be a real married couple, because just their dynamic and their chemistry together, it's truly unmatched. And yeah, Daniel definitely had my favorite arc. Some great fight scenes with him. Not going to say who with, but he did have a fair bit of fight scenes in this season, and it really got me excited for the future of the show, with the Karate Kid being a part of it. Moving on to another one of my favorite arcs this season was Chozen. So of course, piggybacking off what I said about Daniel, he's being called in for reinforcements to take down Terry Silver, and what better person to call to help you out when Johnny's out of town than Chozen Taguchi, who's arguably the best fighter in the show right now. And you really see a lot of that from Chozen. He does get in his fair bit of fights. You get to see what I love about Chozen, especially this season. I mean, we saw some glimpses of this in season 3, is that he is very funny. He can go from being hilarious to karate assassin in snap of a finger. He is Yuji Okamoto's acting for that is unreal. And I really love what they did with Chozen because this is the first time, this is like the most we've got of Chozen in any movie or show. Because in the show, I think we only got two episodes of Chozen in season 3. And then we only got one movie of him in The Karate Kid 2. So we see the most Chozen this season. And I just love seeing him and Daniel like teaming up together to take down a bigger evil. And they just, their chemistry is really good. Ralph Macchio's and Yuji's, they get along very well. And I just love that seeing them interact and formulate their little plans to try and take down the big bad of Terry Silver. As for Johnny, we of course know what he's kind of doing. At the beginning of the season, we see him taking off from Mexico with his son Robby to save Miguel, his surrogate son, his other son. And he's kind of taking a break from karate. At first, he honors the bet. He takes a break from karate because he's going down to Mexico, leaving his Eagle Fang students kind of taking a break from karate as well. I mean, if we think about it, you're heading face first down in Mexico. It's a pretty dangerous mission, especially not even considering Miguel, who left to go down there alone. Obviously, we know Johnny gets back into the fight because we see him at the Cobra Kai dojo fighting alongside Chozen against one of the senseis, and we see him at the Miyagi-Do with everybody around Miguel, Robby, and all them guys. So we know Johnny's out of the fight for at least a little bit of the season, but we know he's going to be getting back into the fight. Johnny has some very, very good moments this season. I mean, pretty much all the characters have really high highs and some really low lows. I mean, I feel like that's the case with every season, but these high highs are super high, the highest we've seen, and then the lows are some of the times we see them at rock bottom, and we're just like get seriously worried about the characters. Amanda, kind of the same thing I talked about with Daniel. You see them more of their relationship dynamics. Some very good, some very bad. With Carmen, very interesting stuff that they did with Carmen. Considering season 4, I didn't think she had a whole lot to do, but this season, I love the arc that they had her on this season. It was a really great arc that she had. That's all I'll say about Carmen. Moving on to the big bad Terry Silver. We of course know he's expanding his Cobra Kai empire, calling in reinforcements. Sensei Kim is one of them. And the Fist, I think that's their name. Not going to say if Mike Barnes joins them or not. We won't say. But you really see, like I think Hayden Schlossberg tweeted this a while ago, that season 5 is a what-if scenario. What if Cobra Kai won the All Valley in Karate Kid 3? This is what would have happened, and probably worse back then, because Cokehead Terry was a force to be reckoned with. So this season, you really see Terry Silver's money being flaunted around, and he's out to make himself look like this philanthropist that we've seen in the previous trailers and stuff. So it's really... I really love what they did with Terry. I was actually a little shocked at some moments. I won't say when those moments happened, but I was really like, holy crap, this is actually happening. But Terry, Thomasine Griffith, his acting is second to none. There was moments where the hair on my arms were raised because I was so terrified of Terry Silver on screen. Now I guess we can talk about the kids a little bit. Miguel, of course, is trying to find out about his past, his father. Is he going to actually meet his father? If he does meet him, is he going to be a good guy or a bad guy? I loved the Mexico arc. My only complaint was that I feel like it could have been fleshed out a little bit more, maybe a little longer, but I still appreciate it for what it was. It definitely did tell a compelling story about Miguel's past and just this mission that he's on. A very dangerous mission. I won't say if he got hurt or not, but it was definitely interesting, and this is part of the part of season 5 that was very different from the past seasons, something that we've never seen before. So, and then he of course gets rescued by Johnny and Robby. How he's going to react to that, it really sets up some interesting stuff for the future. Tory, I guess we could talk about next. She's going to be really wrestling with. She's obviously in Cobra Kai from the trailers and stuff, but she's going to be wrestling with what she should do about knowing about the ref rigging the All Valley. Is she going to just keep her mouth shut and just continue with her training, or does she have some plan formulated to try and expose Silver. I really like what they did with Tory this season. She had a lot of interesting moments, especially with mentorship, like we see with Devon and a few other characters. She really does take a leadership role in the dojo. I mean, rightfully so. She's the All-Valley champion and probably one of the older students out of the younger cast. So you definitely see Tory take on a very good leadership role. And the future looks bright for Tory's character, definitely. She's basically the redemption path that she was on in season 4 that we saw. We get a little bit more of that from Tory. For Sam's arc was very interesting because, of course, we see the dream sequence in the trailers. So what I can say about Sam is that she's kind of trying to just find herself. She is so conflicted with numerous different emotions, from losing the All-Valley tournament, not feeling like she's good enough, letting her family down, the LaRusso legacy, and her classmates of Miyagi-Do. And then with stuff with Miguel, the complications there of Miguel just leaving her, abandoning her during the biggest moment of her life to flee the country to look for his father. So dangerous. Like, she's just got a ton of different emotions going through her, and she's got a lot of important choices to make, whether she's gonna continue on with karate, stuff like that. And we really see Samantha tested a lot like season 3, but I think a little bit like more rigorous of a test to figure out who she really is at the core, because we roughly know what Sam is and what she's about. She's a good-hearted person. She's, of course, a LaRusso, hot-headed, has some very, very big flaws, but we get to see a lot of Sam be tested, and I really think that was something her character needed, and I really appreciate it. That's what we got for her. But it's not my favorite. Her arc of the season isn't my favorite, but I do appreciate what we got for her for what it is. Robby, he's obviously going to be taking a break from karate as well, kind of like his dad, because he's heading off to Mexico. We obviously know from images that he's not going to be in Cobra Kai anymore because he's with the Miyagi-Do students. So how are the students going to react to that? His dynamics with Kenny are very interesting to see them interact on now opposite ends of the spectrum. And then also his girlfriend, Tory, who's also still in Cobra Kai. Like, what happens with them two? Is there like tension, or it's very interesting stuff, because two of the people that Robby cares the most about, other than his father, are on the enemy side. They're being brainwashed. So it's really hard for Robby to see that, and he's teaming up with his arch nemesis Miguel, and the fight between Miguel and Robby is absolutely bonkers. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say why they're fighting, who wins, what happens after. I'm just going to say that is in my top 5 favorite fights in this franchise. The stakes are crazy. The reason why they're fighting is absolutely crazy. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Hawk and Demetri. Now, they don't get a lot of screen time until the later half of the season, where they really start getting stuff to do. And that really kind of disappointed me, but I get it. You know, we got other characters to focus on, like the adults, the other main kids. Like, there's so many different plot points and stuff to explore that it's really not a lot of time for them right now in the show. But in the latter half of the season, we really get to see some great moments between Demetri and Hawk that are just awesome. They're still in the season, plenty sprinkled through, but just not a lot of main plot stuff to do, if that makes sense. Moving on to Kenny. Kenny's an evil little bastard this season. After the All Valley, he saw what his potential was. Silver sees his potential, and Kenny's ready to take it to the next level, especially with his mentor and friend that got him into karate. Robby is on the opposite end. That really fuels Kenny's rage, along with Anthony LaRusso. So Kenny really takes it to the next level. He's one of the star pupils of Silver, it was kind of teased in season 4, but that's kind of further explored in season 5 with Kenny. Not a ton of screen time with Kenny, but we do get some great moments with Kenny and see where, like, the downward spiral that he's kind of transforming into, turning what he was once fighting to defeat, a bully, pretty much. Now, we got Sensei Kim. Brand new character, Sensei Kim Deun, played by Alicia Hannah Kim, and she absolutely kills it. She kills it. She is so menacing. There are times when she's on screen that I'm like, Terry Silver, who? Like, she is sometimes more menacing than Terry. Just with her, I think she's Australian, South Korean accent. It's so great. And she is so menacing. We really get to explore a lot about her family lineage a little bit with Sensei Master Kim Sun-young being her grandfather. Yeah, we get to see a lot more of like Master Kim Sun-young as revealed in that recent clip. So that Chozen knows Master Kim, or he knows of Tang Soo-do, with the style that he taught and learned under. So it's pretty cool. Like just this one name that was dropped in the Karate Kid 3, and now the creators are developing this whole backstory for him, which is really cool to see. Just kind of the roots of Cobra Kai, and I loved every minute of that. Devon, I can't really talk too much about Devon just because it kind of reveals, I mean, we know she's in Cobra Kai, and also there's a shot of her that she was in Topanga karate, and then she's in Cobra Kai. I can't really talk too much specifics about her transition. She had an okay arc. I mean, she was kind of just thrown in there in my opinion, but I was still satisfied with what time she had. I think I've covered pretty much everyone. As for Kreese and Mike Barnes, I can't talk about anything they do. All I can say is you will see them in the season. They are in the season. That's it. And I love what they did with them, but that's literally it. I'm sorry I can't talk too much about them. But this season overall, it had by far my favorite finale in this whole franchise. Not to mention just the seasons, but the finales are getting way better. But the only thing, there is one but, the cliffhanger was a little bit lackluster in my opinion. Not going to talk about obviously the details of that, but a cliffhanger is supposed to be really getting you hyped for what's to come next. And this one, it's still a good cliffhanger. It's the worst out of Cobra Kai. I mean, they're just off the top of my head, the cliffhanger last season was amazing. The cliffhanger for season 3. All the cliffhangers before that get me way more hyped to see the next season. This one, I still want to see the next season. It's just kind of like I'm not craving it like I usually do. I don't know if it's just me, but it just didn't seem like the most epic compared to the others. It's still epic. It's just not as epic when you compare it to the past seasons. And it just really makes me question, like, where's the show gonna go next? It's a toss-up. Because the writers throw so many curveballs, and I'm sure this is exactly what they want us to think. They want us to think, where the heck can they go with this show next that actually makes sense? And I'm sure they got it planned out already. They haven't written it yet, but I know they have a plan mapped out somewhere in their archives in the writer's room somewhere. Yeah, this season, the usual twists and turns of a usual Cobra Kai season. It's just cranked up a couple notches. The comedy in this season is dialed down a little bit. It's still funny. It's a comedy series at the end of the day, along with a drama and an action show. I'm kind of relieved by that because this is like the darkest season. I'm actually glad that there's not as much comedy in this season. Still plenty of funny moments that had me rolling on the floor laughing and all that stuff. But I'm just glad it's there's a little more a serious tone for this season. And I'm really thankful that the writers went that route, because last season it was a little too funny for how big the stakes were with the All Valley tournament. It was a little too funny and getting a little corny, but I love season 4 too, but I just thought it was a little bit too funny. And they dialed it back the perfect amount to where it's still funny and still serious. Jokes are well placed, if that makes sense. And I really don't think there's one filler episode this season. They all carry the same emotional weight, other than the finale, which is on a whole other stratosphere. But all the episodes have a purpose to what's coming next. That's what there's not much filler in Cobra Kai. Yeah, this season has no filler whatsoever. It's all jam-packed with great stuff, longer episodes. The finale is the longest it's ever been, we've ever had in the show. It's the longest episode of Cobra Kai. And just jam-packed with goodies. Yeah, I really can't wait for you guys to see this season. It is... I'm probably going to watch it after this video is done. But yeah, guys, Season 5 coming on September 9th. Only 3 days left, guys. I hope this review just helped pump you guys up, help the hype get you more pumped, something like that. I can't wait for you guys to see this so we can talk about this, spend hours upon hours and video upon video talking about this. Other than this video, I got so many other videos planned regarding events from Season 5, theories for Season 6. I got like 4 or 5 videos in the tank that are already scheduled and just private and ready to get uploaded that talk about everything. I mean, I think the first video that I'm going to post is Season 5 ending, Season 6 theories and Easter eggs explained. So it's going to be like me explaining the whole finale and most of it and most of the key moments that happen that are really epic. So be on the lookout for that, guys. If this is your first time here and you love the Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai series, be sure to hit the like button so this video can get pushed out to more and more people inside and outside of the community. And make sure you subscribe to Strike First Media if you want to stay updated on all Cobra Kai and Karate Kid content coming in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.